Yo, 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 yo. Welcome into a little Sports 56 happy hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. Jay Morgan Harder's hanging out with me, and we hopefully are going to be busy today because we should be talking with Jake Crane today about 11:10. Hopefully not too busy, actually.
That's like the bottom line for Johnny Radio's happy hour every day is it has to be a busy show. And that's the bottom line. Every day, got to be busy. We're busy today, baby.
Except for today, though.
Except for today.
Because today I don't want it to be too busy because I am struggling like you would not believe. I have no back. My back's broken. And I would like to remind everybody out there.
Yeah, John's just a puddle on the floor. He has no back, no nothing. He's just a puddle.
If you have to move, pay somebody else to do it.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you know what happens after 3 days of moving furniture? You realize you're old. Things start hurting.
So you moved all the furniture yourself?
I mean, I did have another human being help me. No, one other human being.
You ever heard of the Murtaugh list, John?
No.
So, Murtaugh from Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this.
Yeah. Mel Gibson and Danny Glover.
Danny Glover. Yeah, I'm getting too old for this.
Which one's Murtaugh?
Danny Glover. So the Murtaugh list is things that you're getting too old for. I'm getting too old for this. You know what I mean? So you put things on the Murtaugh list and one of the things that I consider to be on the Murtaugh list, I'm not sure what age you are. Everyone has their own distinction for a Murtaugh list, but one thing that's on a lot of people's Murtaugh lists is the age that you're too old to move by yourself anymore. You have to hire movers. And I'll tell you what, for myself, I might have already crossed that line. If I ever,
28?
I mean, I don't even have a place to live, but if I had a place to live and then was to move to another place to live, I'd probably hire movers.
I would tell you one thing. If I were you, I probably would never move out of your house.
Well, I have no immediate plans.
Okay, good. I mean, and just so you know, if you ever want to move out, I'll give you my house and I'll move into yours.
So it'll be the same thing, basically.
Well, but I won't be picking up any furniture.
Oh, okay.
This time, I will not be. Now, speaking of...
Who are we talking to today, John?
We got Jake Crane today. We got Jake Crane coming on about 3 minutes from now. We also have Terry Davis. We're going to talk about the trip down to the DR. We're going to talk a little NBA, some Tigers, all kinds of good stuff with Terry D at 11:30. We have Hardwood because it just feels so good. We got to talk about the Oppenheimer movie and Barbie. Not that I saw it, but they are breaking the box office. We'll talk a little bit of soccer, believe it or not. Did you know there's this guy named Lionel Messi or something? Lionel Messi. He's supposed to be a really good soccer player. Everybody was raving about him. I didn't see it happen, but everybody was raving.
He got a free kick right outside the box in like the 95th minute, and the goal he scored was very nice. It was crazy. In his first game with Miami, it was pretty cool.
Oh, it was his very, very, very first game?
Very first game.
I guess it was pretty cool then. But now it's time to talk with our good friend Jake Crane. I'll be excited when my life is back to normal because my normal morning starts off like this. I turn on my YouTube, like my television. I go to YouTube, and I put up Crane and Company. I watch Blaine and Jake and David just rap and talk about everything. Couldn't do it this morning because, again, no TVs are mounted on the wall. I don't know how to do those things, and it's been a pretty rough morning. But let's bring in Jake right now. Jake, how's life treating you?
Man, it's fantastic. First off, that's the perfect way to start your morning. I mean, that's basically coffee for sports fans. I appreciate that. But man, right now I am in Bordeaux, France. We finally got to finish the last week of our honeymoon after doing that special project for about a month. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to be able to talk the ball with my boy JR.
Man, I really appreciate you, and I am so most apologetic. Like I feel very.
No, dude, listen, it's good, man. We've been walking around all day looking at like history from the 16th century. So I'm ready to talk about some college football.
Man, that is very, very, very impressive. Now, going back a little bit to SEC Media Days last week, the extravaganza was awesome. 4 days up in Nashville at the Grand Hyatt. And then I thought it was very, very fitting and funny about the Pac-12 Media Days being on a Friday where nobody pays attention and it being just one day. And poor George Kliavkoff, it either he just doesn't get it or he's still trying to push it. I feel like the closer the season gets, and I know they still have USC and Caleb Williams, and I know that Lincoln Riley is going to do his thing, but Lincoln Riley's losing out, number one running backs in the country to his old University of Oklahoma. The Pac-12 feels like it's just about to, poof and go away. How embarrassing was that one day of media days?
Well, and the craziest part about it is I think this year, and one of the greatest, ironical strokes of this century is probably going to be the deepest the Pac-12's been since I can remember. I mean, there's a good shot from top to bottom. They could be the second best conference in the country when you look at the teams that are returning from USC to Utah to Oregon. I mean, Oregon State, you can go down the list. Even Arizona with a guy like Jaden Delora. I like what Jed Fish is doing out there. But when it comes to everything else, they're kind of like that one ugly chick when like the five in the group of 5 or 6, girls, the one ugly one. When it comes down to the commissioners, I mean, the Big Ten, you look at the revenue that's coming in there. We know the SEC is king. The ACC is getting a little scary right now, but then you look at the Big 12, man, with what they've been able to do, kind of coming from the dead. I really like what Brett Yormark's done out there. But, yeah, I mean, and they had it in a nightclub, which, I get it. I guess I kind of get it. But when it comes to, the TV rights deal that they're close to announcing, which I'm sure is going to be like Cartoon Network or Roku or something like that, it's just it's not a great time off the field right now in the Pac-12.
No, it really isn't. And one other thing that the Pac-12 might be able to hang its head on is at least it's Utah. They open up playing the Gators this year. And one thing I can tell you about SEC Media Days that at least I had a feeling. I feel like the Gators, like, how did this happen? I mean, you go back to the Spurrier days, Tim Tebow when he was tearing things up with Urban Meyer. I feel like this Gators team could be just atrocious. Am I overreaching, or does Napier have a chance?
No, look. It's weird to see Florida not be very good, and if you look at a quarterback like Graham Mertz, and listen, I did a monologue about this last week.
Mertz wasn't good at Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, and again, Tanner Mordecai went up to Wisconsin, which I'm really excited to watch him, the SMU quarterback. But I think Florida fans do got to be patient with Billy Napier. I think Scott Strickland, the AD there, is going to be patient with him because, we all know Florida recruits itself, but Dan Mullen wasn't maximizing the potential of Florida from a recruiting standpoint. And Billy Napier not only inherited a team that had some surface-level talent but didn't have a lot of depth. I mean, that culture was awful, and that's the hardest part to build. That's the longest thing that it takes. Culture takes cultivation. It takes multiple classes, and I get it. It's always keeping up with the Joneses. You look to your left, and Georgia's absolutely dominating. Tennessee's coming back. It looks like Florida State, looks like they're on the precipice of maybe having a chance to make the playoff, and you're going to get slaughtered by Utah because one of the reasons Florida was able to win that game last year was Utah was puking halfway through the first quarter because of that humidity. I mean, there was Gatorade all over the field before they even got to halftime. So it's going to be tough sledding this year. And then 2024, man, it's murderer's row. But I do think Billy is the right guy to turn it around if they give him time. And I think the decision makers are going to give him time.
Oh, I think you're probably right because they almost have to give him a little bit of time because right now I don't know. I mean, it just feels like this could be a rough year. And sticking over in the East, though, how quick are they going to move on from Will Levis? Do you like what Kentucky's doing? Is Mark Stoops going to be able to compete up there and try to battle for Tennessee for that 2 spot?
Well, I love that they brought back Liam Cohen. He was the guy 2 years ago when that offense really took the next step, when they decided to throw the forward pass. And obviously Wan'Dale Robinson was a huge part of that. But, Devin Leary, I mean, let's fast forward before last year. He was the poster boy of what NC State was about to do, and they got beat up. Didn't really work out the way they wanted it to out there. But Devin Leary throws a really pretty ball. But let's not confuse anything. Kentucky bridged the gap a little bit because of how dominant they were on the offensive line. They weren't that last year. I like some of the pieces that they brought in this year. Kentucky's defense is going to be top 15, top 20 every year. I don't think we talk about what Mark Stoops has done with that defense enough, but I think they're sneaking under the radar a little bit. I think they're going to be a little bit better at the skill position than what everybody's saying. And everybody keeps talking about, South Carolina and Tennessee. South Carolina and Tennessee behind Georgia over there. And I get it, but South Carolina's not going to be very good up front on either side of the ball. Joe Milton's got to prove it to me, and I wouldn't be shocked if Kentucky found themselves finishing third in the East this year.
Ooh, well, you mentioned South Carolina, and again, Joe Milton in Tennessee is the great question. Like, I know he can throw it 74 yards on his back foot, but can he be accurate? Josh Heupel's got a little bit of work to do, but if anybody can do it, maybe he can. I mean, I feel like Joe Milton's been playing college football forever, and we keep trying Joe Milton out. We saw him at Michigan. We saw him at Tennessee. Hendon Hooker came over and just took that Jun over. And I know did you see him throw an orange, like, out of the stadium? Again, dude has a hose. Can he make the right decisions? Can he make the easy throws is the question with him. But what about Spencer Rattler? Shane Beamer really went out there in SEC Media Days and says they're not satisfied. They got more work to do. Is this realistic for South Carolina and Shane? I lost you, didn't I?
Maybe did. It sounds like it.
Oh man,
Should I go to the hold or should we just wait a second and like fill it? But now
nope, he's gone. I still just can't believe how kind it was for him to actually answer the
Oh,
phone.
he's back.
In France. Whoa, dude, this is straight love right here, man. I can't believe
No, he's
it.
not back. He's not back.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
It was ringing for a second.
It was ringing for a little bit. It's all right, though. We were talking a little bit about, the East and the SEC because we had SEC Media Days last week. My man.
Saw 8 people voted for Vanderbilt to.
Yes, I did see that. And again,
what do you think about that?
You know what? Clark Lee is very convincing, and I will give Clark Lee that because my man took care of some business. Dude, I'm telling you right now, Jake Crane, you better be watching Crane and Company. This guy is so serious about freaking football. It's not even funny. Bring him on, baby boy. Hey, what up, Jake? You back?
Man, I'm back. The French can't stop me. You know I'm gonna do my thing over here. No, I got cut off because again, like I said, it's a different continent. Who knows? But talking about Tennessee, I think that's what you're asking me about. Look, I hope Joe Milton figures it out. Like you said, speaking of the 16th century, he's been playing college football for about that long. But the analogy I use is like in Major League Baseball. That's great. You can throw it 100 miles an hour. That's great. You can throw it 98 miles an hour. Can you locate the changeup? Can you throw that? There's a reason you're called a passer and not a thrower. There's a lot of nuance when it comes down to it. And that's tough to teach. I feel like that's something Mike Leach used to say. It's hard to put that into somebody. But it's not like Joe Milton has to be Drew Brees. He doesn't have to be Dan Marino. He just has to be good enough because that offense, the way it operates, can put you in a position where a lot of guys are running wide open because you catch people in base. So it's like aliens to me. I'm not going to believe it until I see it with Joe Milton. But if he does figure it out, he's one of my hinge players for 2023, which means that the team's success, talking about from a championship standpoint, or maybe having a chance to make a run at Georgia at home, he can flip their year. I think Drew Aller's another one at Penn State. Tanner Mordecai is another one at Wisconsin, where if they have a really good year, there's enough talent around them where they won't just win, they'll have a chance to win big.
When you look over, especially in the East, like quarterbacks, like who do you think is going to have the best year? You talked about Devin Leary. You look at Carson Beck down at Georgia. You got Joe Milton who throw it 70 yards. You got Spencer Rattler who's been playing college football forever. Which quarterback is most crucial for their team's success?
Well, when I look over at the East side, obviously Carson Beck is stepping into probably the best situation a quarterback can possibly step into. He doesn't need to be a hero. He just needs to go out there and get the job done. You have an elite offensive line. You brought in guys like Ra Thomas and Dominic Lovett to go with the rest of the avatars that Georgia has running around there. And that's not even talking about Brock Bowers and then that defense. So I don't think Carson Beck's the guy that's got to go in there and just be elite. Obviously, we just talked about Joe Milton. But I think Spencer Rattler is one where he's going to have to do the most by himself because South Carolina is not very good up front. I'm just telling you, they lost their starting left tackle during the spring. They basically have a group of 5 offensive line. He's going to have to go out there and make very, very special plays. He's going to be able to have to extend plays in the pocket and outside of the pocket, and he's going to have to put on the cape and go out there and be Superman. So I think he's one. Again, Swan at Vanderbilt, I don't want to sit here and waste a ton of time about Vandy, even though I like what Clark Lee's doing out there. So I would say Spencer Rattler has the most he has to do out on the field because, Graham Mertz, I don't believe in him. It's like the Snuffleupagus. I just don't believe.
I feel you on that one. Now, if you look at the West and we talk about what wins, especially in this very tough this West is going to be brutal, but you talk about how you basically win these SEC football games. It really comes down to the trenches. When I look at LSU, the fact that they got their entire offensive line coming back, 2 tackles that are probably going to be playing in the NFL, everybody, Jaden Daniels is going to get all that love. But that offensive line is absolutely nasty. You got Perkins on the other side. Brian Kelly, year number 2. He already's dropped Nick Saban. Can he go out there and win the West, and could he take this thing all the way to the playoffs?
Well, I was surprised that LSU wasn't a slight favorite coming out of media days, but you have a ton of media members from the state of Alabama, and every time that, Bama isn't picked to go undefeated. They feel like Nick Saban is going to be able to motivate the team to go win it. And look, they could. We know how good Alabama's personnel is. But you mentioned LSU's returning starters up front on the offensive line. I think bringing in Logan Diggs from Notre Dame, who's a very, very talented runner of the football, especially in the box when you need to get those 3rd and 2s, you need to get those 4th and 1s, and Jaden Daniels' ability now to attack the deep third. I mean, we've talked about this a ton, Johnny Radio, on the show. Last year, about halfway through the season, you really saw Jaden Daniels start to use that deep third of the field, and it opened up the offense. It changed the trajectory of their season. Defenses couldn't creep up to stop Jaden Daniels' legs, to stop the short passing game, because that's all they were going to. I mean, they asked Brian Kelly halfway through the year, they're like, man, Jaden Daniels, 8 touchdowns, no interceptions. He's not turning the ball over. How great is that? And Brian Kelly was like, listen, I'm glad we're not turning the ball over, but we're not getting a return on our investment because we're not challenging people deep. LSU couldn't hit an explosive play if they were best friends with Robert Oppenheimer. So it got to the point now where they're utilizing every inch of the field. We interviewed Jaden last week at Media Days. He's put on some weight, but one of the most underrated parts of LSU's whole offense is if something were to happen to Jaden Daniels, God forbid, and I never wish injury or hope anybody gets hurt, but they have a legitimate backup quarterback in Garrett Nussmeier, a guy that can come in. We've seen him. He did it against Georgia. So when you're in the red zone and you're having to call plays, you don't have the fear of we have to protect Jaden Daniels at all costs. You still got to be smart, but you got to protect him at all costs. You can be aggressive. So that's a big part. I like LSU. Arkansas is a misnomer. We know KJ Jefferson's talented. Rocket Sanders is as well. But the pieces around them, do they have enough? And then you look at Auburn, man. Auburn, Ole Miss, even Mississippi State a little bit. Who knows? But I think the West is as wide open as it has been in a long time.
I'm with you right there. I think it's going to be wild. And also, looking at, this year, Alabama, Bryce Young's gone, of course. So who's going to be the quarterback? I mean, Tommy Reese comes in, going to probably be a little bit more pro-style offense, run the ball a little bit, push the ball down the field. Kind of makes me feel like, Jalen Milroe has had, the most experience on the field, but Ty Simpson can push the ball down the field. They also have the young man Buckner from Notre Dame coming in. Who's going to be under center for Nick Saban this year?
Man, you typically don't bring in quarterbacks from the portal or players from junior college to sit the bench. I really believe that they brought in Tyler Buckner for a reason. Does that guarantee he's going to win the starting job? No. But we have to remember, they're going back to the old Bama ball, right? The old run the ball, physical, play action, take shots, off the play action, not this wide open RPO, you can pull it every play situation. So does Jalen Milroe really fit that? That's not him to me. So I think it's going to be tough for Jalen Milroe. I think it's going to either be Tyler Buckner or Ty Simpson. But, here's the question you got to ask yourself, Johnny Radio. Nick Saban is the greatest coach when it comes to roster management of all time. We don't talk about it enough in college football. When's the last time that Alabama had to replace a quarterback and a left tackle in the same year? You don't see that a lot, and he does that on purpose. And those are two very symbiotic spots. And this isn't old Alabama that can just line up and they're just better than you. They're so much better than you up front that they can just get okay play from the quarterback or make a couple big plays and win the game. This isn't old school Alabama where they're going to give up 10 points, 13 points, and just murder ball you to death. That's Georgia now. There's other teams, Michigan, you look across the country, that have – Alabama doesn't have a monopoly on line of scrimmage depth like they used to. So I think it's going to be Tyler Buckner. We'll see, but I'm going to find it very fascinating with Alabama's schedule, especially week 2 when they get Texas at home, to see how they play it and how they call it.
Ole Miss now, they got Jackson Dart back, of course. They brought in Walker Howard. I don't think he's going to be the guy right now, but I think he is the future. You talked about bringing in a transfer. You got, Big 12 Player of the Year. You got Spencer Sanders, 4-year starter. He leaves Oklahoma State. He comes to, Ole Miss. That's second week when they play Tulane's a hell of a game. Who's the quarterback by week 2? Is it Spencer Sanders or Jackson Dart?
Man, there is such thing as having too many quarterbacks that can play. I know people don't believe that. And I do think Walker Howard, even though he did transfer from LSU, is biding his time. I think he's going to be patient. I think you'll see Spencer Sanders in some packages, whether that be in the red zone, whether that be on short yardage. Because people forget, Spencer Sanders has made a lot of big plays in his career at Oklahoma State. They've won a lot of games. He was part of that turnaround But Jackson Dart, to me, I think he has the most upside. He just, for some reason, cannot see past linebackers or nickels or intermediate defenders when it comes to the passing game. I don't know why. He never really throws the interceptions down the field or in the short passing game. It's always the intermediate game. So at the end of the day, I think it's going to be Jackson Dart. Lane Kiffin is one of the best ever with quarterbacks. But we'll see with Spencer Sanders, man. You never say never. And I think they're going to be aggressive in the run game as well with that RPO-style system that Lane wants to run. But I'll go Jackson Dart.
Now, with Texas A&M, after what happened last year, Jimbo's seat is hotter than Cooter Brown. He brings in Bobby Petrino. Basically listening to the way that Jimbo was talking at media days, not saying that 100% that, Bobby Petrino's going to be calling plays. I mean, if it's both of them, that headset's going to be absolutely wild. Can Bobby Petrino and Jimbo work and coexist together to bring this team back?
Well, I think a lot of it is it's got to go good early. And by early, I mean week 2 at Miami. We talk about how, who's going to call plays. I think we're going to find out that first 3rd and 7 down there in Miami. We'll find out really quickly who's calling the plays. But I think Bobby Petrino and Garrett Riley were the 2 best coordinator hires of the offseason. Bobby Petrino, when it comes down to being a chef, you can cook a lot of meals, but there's always that meal that you cook the best. And going from head coach to a coordinator, we know offense is the meal that Petrino cooks best. So I do think with Connor Wegman, you got a very capable guy in Max Johnson as well. They return a lot of guys up front. They're young but very talented on the outside. Evan Stewart, I think, is going to be a really good NFL player. Aniyah Smith, we know he can hit the home run. But you're going to see an offense that is balanced. You're going to see an offense that isn't stagnant schematically, because Bobby Petrino is one of those guys that he evolves as the time evolves, because defenses always catch up. I think A&M's going to go 9-3 the way I'm looking at it right now. I typically put my predictions out at the end of fall camp after I see the injuries, who wins what job, and I'm going to do that again this year. But I like the hire. I think it's going to work, but it does need to go good early.
Jake, man, have fun over there in France. Do your thing. Hit up the Louvre, I guess. Go see the Mona Lisa. I think it's there, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I knew I saw it before. I just can't remember. It was like 25 years ago. But tell everybody where they can find you. You're at Jake Crane _ on the Twitter, at Crane & Company on Twitter, YouTube, yeah. Daily Wire. What y'all got coming down the pipe when you get back?
Oh, man, we've got a little bit of everything going on. We just had Shane Beamer on today. I'm obviously in France, so I'm not live there on the show. If you just go to YouTube, type in Crane & Company, CRAIN and Company, live every weekday morning, 6:30 to 8 a.m. Central. Come and check us out.
Man, you're the man. Be blessed, brother. Appreciate you.
All right, y'all be good.
That is Jake Crane from France, man. That was really cool. Like, I never talked to somebody overseas, at least on the radio. And when I went to man, I had a lot of fun when I was over in Europe. But right now, isn't there a bunch of stuff going on in France? Probably should have asked him.
I don't know.
Like, I think they're like mad about something.
Jean Valjean in the Civil War.
No, I don't think so.
That's Les Mis. That was a long time ago.
I think it was something different. Is Les Mis about France?
Sure is.
Man, you're
French
good at
liberation.
This.
And
it
such.
is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm telling you, man, trust me. We'll ask him when he gets back if there was some issues going on in France, because I think I heard it. You haven't heard anything like that?
I'm sorry, John. I'm not.
Like, they ain't picked up the trash, they said, in like 2 weeks, and people were in the streets, like, rioting and screaming in French. Like, they were really upset.
I bet.
French
they have
don't play.
cigarettes? That'll calm them down. French love cigarettes,
and
right?
wine. And cheese. Is it cheese? No.
Yeah, I think wine goes with cheese.
Yeah, you're right. It does. I don't drink a lot of wine. You know what I like?
I like wine.
Tito's. Terry Davis on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Everyone needs protection, whether you're on the field or on the road, so make sure you have the best. Bob Simpson State Farm Insurance can buckle you up with auto insurance, can back you up with life and health insurance, cover your business whether it's starting, growing, or maturing, and don't forget to insure your home, no matter if you're an owner or a renter. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call Bob Simpson today at 901-381-1233 or go online and get a free quote at bobsimpson.org. Stay protected with your good neighbor, Bob Simpson.
Your favorite Italian pasta company and deli, Lucchese's, now ships. For over 25 years, Memphis has trusted Lucchese's to feed their loved ones, and now they've crafted 3 great comfort food meals that can be shipped across the country to your friends and family. Enjoy lasagna, ravioli, spaghetti, Italian spinach, and delicious sauces with no MSG, no preservatives, and no artificial colors. All you need to do is go to lucchese's.com to place your order or call 901-766-9922.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
There's only one place for great steaks, real Italian cuisine, Southern-style meats, and fresh vegetables. It's Fratello's. Fratello's Italian Steakhouse in Hernando has a family feel and a fantastic menu. Voted DeSoto's best new restaurant in 2022, Fratello's has your favorite cuts of prime steak, lamb, and pork, along with delicious Italian dishes. And nothing is better for lunch than Southern-style meats and veggies. All your favorites and more are waiting for you at Fratello's Italian Steakhouse, Highway 51 in Hernando.
Delivery's at the door. Can someone please unlock?
It's been an eventful afternoon with a spike in bookings at Claudia's event space.
We'd love to host Mermaid Fest.
She was already planning on having more event planners on hand.
500? That's a lot of tails.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our hiring platform instantly connects you with quality candidates, and you can schedule and conduct virtual interviews right from the Indeed dashboard. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Summer's here, and Gossett Kia on the Pike has the hottest deals you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Hit the highway with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $259 a month, $27.99 due at signing. 2023 Sportage LX 308 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month leases, plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte PE 641,916, MSRP 21,910. Sportage P718 2870, MSRP 28,185. EV6 P510 5073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties. A limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
All the wisdom of the universe is in these bones.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan as always. We're about to talk with Terry Davis. We're going to talk a little DR. We're going to talk about little Leonard. What's up with the new guy, New Mexico State? We got a little something to talk about with TD, but I also got to talk about something delicious. And I went and had lunch here yesterday. I went to Central Barbecue, got a full order of them barbecue nachos. I got me a sausage cheese plate, and I took a rack of ribs home. You can do that too because they have five great locations. They got downtown Central Summer, out east on Poplar, and yeah, they got you covered in South Haven, Mississippi now. The fifth location is open. Check it out. It's at Silo Square down in South Haven. Really awesome. Check it out. And again, don't forget, you can go to eatcbq.com also, and you can ship that barbecue anywhere in the world. Central Barbecue, where smoke is their sauce. Terry Davis, what is up, homie? How you doing?
Man, what is up with you? And you're good in your current event. When France, the problem was they raised the retirement ages, and all those old people got mad because they want them to work to like 105, and they just said no, and they just stopped protesting. So you are correct. They had some upgrades in France.
I knew there was something going on. And by the way, so you even knew it. You're even more up on it because you knew it. So they raised like the retirement age. Is that what you said, to 105?
Yeah. No, I wasn't that far. But they did raise like 10 years up from like 55 to like 65 or something like that. And the working class, yeah, they hate that because the French, they pay, just like Social Security. So once you get to a certain age, you retire, and then the government pays you and all that good stuff. So they got upset about that.
Oh, I don't blame him, to be honest with you. If I was like 1 year away from, I think, retirement, and then he pushed it 10 more years out, I think I'd probably be a little upset.
Yeah, exactly.
So I get it. Thank you, TD. You are the man. I appreciate that. Now, I do need to know, since you are the international man of luxury down at the, Rio this year, know everything about France. Are you going to the DR?
You know what? Because I don't know who's going, or who's the lineup is, and what the roster is, because they leave next week, and we still haven't met the team yet. So with that uncertainty, I'm leaning toward a no.
All right. And by the way, you don't know who's going. By the way, do we know what's going on with Leonard? Have you heard anything about him? And is there any steps closer, or is this thing getting a little bit, spread apart and more doubtful by the day?
It's more doubtful by the day, but one thing about it, you don't know until you know. Just like with DeAndre Williams, you ain't gonna know until you know. We probably won't get anything from DeAndre until like September, October, right before the season, because NCAA is never quick about moving their feet, especially when it comes to Memphis. They ain't trying to help Memphis out at all, So it's just one of those things that it's just Penny gonna have a question mark about a player going into the season for another year.
Now, there's always going to be questions. I still feel good about Dre, so I'm very optimistic and hopeful because I feel like they get him. This could be a great season, especially with Quinterly and Mills, and man, if you get oh my goodness, it just Dre gets there. This thing could be special. But there's also somebody else that on the basketball court looks kind of special, little New Mexico State action. But, man, he was getting ripped up on Twitter yesterday. Why don't you fill us in on what I'm kind of, the little innuendos that I'm throwing out there for you?
No, you helped me out because I took the Twitter off yesterday, man. I watched soccer last night, man. I did not even look at Twitter.
Wait a
Fill
second.
me in.
The New Mexico State kid that kind of is not going to be there. He's still available in the portal for a reason because – I guess, how do we say it? Did he quote sexually assault his teammate? Is that Jay? Is that correct?
That's what Brian Dacus says.
I have not heard that at all, and every person is innocent is proven guilty. So I don't know about that. I will leave that one alone.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So, well, it's just I guess it is right now what it is. Speaking of the team, who do you know for sure is not going to be going to the DR? Who do we 100% know is not going to be there?
For 100% sure, Mikey's not going. Quinterly might go. And, like I said, it's just so they keeping everything so close to the vest. They've already announced a lot of guys. Young probably won't go. But those two for sure probably won't go. And everybody else is just a crapshoot because you just don't know.
Well, we're about, 1 week away before they start heading over there?
No, we're exactly about 8 days away. The first is like they play on the first, and
that's
they
next
leave on like
Tuesday.
the 30th. Right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
So it's going to be interesting, because like I said, Penny has, after his first couple of years of being real open and honest and direct with the media, now, he does something maybe once a week with the media, and that's it. So we don't have the access that we used to have when he first got in because he got kind of ticked off by, turning his words against him, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you mean. By the way, man, are you excited about your Reds?
Last week this time, we were in the midst of a 6-game losing streak. Now we're in the midst of a 5-game winning streak, heading into Milwaukee, where after this week we could potentially be back in first place. Hey, but the Cubs in St. Louis was a great series this weekend, man. Some great balls this weekend.
Cubs won. Didn't they win all 3 of them?
3 of 4.
3 of 4. I was
3 or 4.
Okay.
Right, but they went back and forth. Every game was exciting, and it was really good baseball.
Man, I love this time of year with a little baseball action. I do have to say, though, I still can't believe what the Orioles are doing. They're in first place in the East right now. Now 2 games ahead of the Tampa Bay Rays after this series. Won the last 2 games. They've been balling out. That just to me, I mean, the Yankees are in they're last place. Like they're at the
with
very
55
bottom
wins,
of the
if I'm not
East.
mistaken. With 55 wins.
Oh, 53.
53. It's a lot of wins to be in last place. That's crazy.
Yeah, they're 6 games over 500, but yeah, they're last in the East. The Orioles are just tearing things up. Blue Jays are playing good baseball right now. That Rays team is just kind of falling apart. Baseball down the stretch is going to be a lot of fun. Now, got to go over to the Grizzlies though. Anything that you hearing the whole Ja Morant, Deepak thing starting to kind of work itself out. He did get I guess Deepak got arrested, of course, and basically has to deal with all that stuff. But Ja's looking pretty good on the whole situation. He might actually skate off this junk, huh?
Yeah, and like the thing is, when it comes to Ja, no news is great news because you're not hearing anything. So basically, Deepak, he might have been a little bit of trouble, whatnot, but he got the lowering of Ja Morant was behind him. So, like I said, once everything gets resolved financially, I think everything else will go away. I think time will probably bring in a settlement, and once that settlement is done and all his legal troubles behind, I think that's going to be better for everybody involved.
You been paying any attention to the Drew League?
I've been watching highlights of it. It's been pretty interesting, man. It's been really pretty interesting.
I was going to say
been
Kyrie's
putting on a like
show out there.
exhibition basketball. You know how it is. Exhibition basketball, they play very, very little defense.
And have you watched any? Did you watch any of the basketball tournament, the TBT?
Yeah, I watched the TBT.
How'd the Tigers fall apart? They had a 21-point lead.
Jeremiah Martin got hurt. Jeremiah was the heart and soul of that team, and also too, you got to realize who they were playing in with the Stars. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That is true, man. But that was very disappointing, man. I thought for sure they were going to lock that bad boy up.
I thought they were too. I thought they would at least make it to the second weekend, and usually Memphis win the first game and lose the second, but with that lineup, I thought with Jeremiah, I thought they had a really, really good opportunity to try to advance to a Final Four. And one thing about that league I hate is win or go home. You don't get no money unless you win it all.
Oh, I know. That's why they play so daggum hard, though. I mean, they get out there and go a little bit nuts, don't they? I like that.
Yeah, it is, and it's real basketball. Unlike the 3-on-3 tournament they was in Memphis last weekend, it's all that 3-on-3 is mostly for show and entertainment purposes only. But the TBT is a real tournament. But I just wish more of those guys could get paid because some of those guys, they still looking for a paycheck, and it is some really good basketball if you actually go and look at the games and stuff.
Well, the NFL, now that camps have opened up, have you been paying attention to your Steelers, man? They in a tough division this year, that AFC North with the Ravens and the Bengals and the Browns. Oh, my.
Man, we don't worry about nobody but ourselves. If we do what we need to do, we won't have to worry about nothing. If your quarterback do what he needs to do, their defense is stellar, the offensive line is good, the quarterback don't make mistakes, is good to go. And next Thursday night, Hall of Fame game. So football season is back. And in 2 weeks after that, high school football, Jamboree's 4-0. So even though it don't seem like with 110 degrees outside, but football season is very near and dear.
Man, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. All right, tell everybody what you gonna be working on coming down the pipe lately. What you got? What's on your mind?
Absolutely nothing. I'm in vacation mode. But one thing I am gonna do today is a media day for the AAC. I'm looking to see what the Tigers gonna bring and see what type of respect they get out of there. I still think Memphis is gonna do really, really well, and today's gonna show how much respect this league has for this team when they come out with the media results. They come on later today, I think, about 5 o'clock. So there'll be a ACC media day out there in Texas.
Are you like who are the standout stars on this team other than Seth Hennigan? It's kind of weird. This football season feels like I just don't know. Go ahead.
I got two names for you. You still
right.
got Javon Allen on defense, and you have Maurice Hampton. The MUS guy that went down to LSU to play baseball. He's gonna be really stellar, and he's gonna potentially go to NFL or Major League Baseball. And you have Cedric Miller. His father played in Memphis. He won Mr. Football at Mason Moss. He was very competitive, and he's going to be one of those guys that can go one offense and defense. Between him and Hampton, they can be both two-way players because that's how great they are. And I think they're going to be the face of the team because I think they need a Memphian out there to be the face of the team to get some traction for this team.
All right, so what's a successful year, and how dependent are they going to be on Seth Hennigan having a huge one?
8 wins, Ryan keeps his job. A successful year is competing for a championship. You win 10 games, you play in a championship game, that's a successful year.
That's a successful year, man. All right, I'm in for it. First home game, is that against Navy this year? Is that right?
No, it's not. Bethune-Cookman.
Oh, man, Bethune-Cookman. Then, okay, I got you. That's the first game? Home game?
First game, Bethune-Cookman.
No wonder I looked that sucker over.
Yes, you did. Bethune-Cookman, Arkansas State, then Navy.
All right. Hey,
I'll be in Vegas. I'll be landing in Vegas right at kickoff.
Why don't they have Missouri this year at the crib?
Because Missouri didn't want to come to Memphis, so they're going to go to St. Louis and get $1 million payday.
Oh, man, I hate that. The one good thing is at least Tulane's at the house because I think that team's going to be extremely good with Michael Pratt back.
They're going to be pretty good, but Memphis will beat Tulane. Memphis will be okay at home. It's those road games that scare me.
Huh. Yeah, this year they get Boise State, don't they?
They get Boise State this year, and, I went to Boise last year. I can't wait to go to Boise next year to see them play on the blue field. And, if Memphis can beat Boise and beat Missouri, and they can go up 5-0, I think the traction they got during that 19th season when they went to the Cotton Bowl, I think it will get some of that traction. It might not get the type of traction they got in 19, but I think they will get better traction and they will get better people in the seats, more people in the seats if they can go 5-0.
Man, I hope so. Put out that Care Bear stare, man. We need some positivity around that football team. Hopefully, Ryan Silverfield kills it at AAC Media Days. Oh, my goodness. Be blessed out there, Terry. Everybody read his work at the Tri-State Defender. Follow him at TerryD515. And always listen to him right here at 11:30s on Mondays. Talk to you next week, my brother.
I'll talk to you next week, my brother.
That is my man, TD. We got to take a quick time out. We got day baseball. We got lots of baseball to break down today. We got a little Hardwood. Don't touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey everybody, I'm out here at Olive Branch at All Star Chevrolet, and not only can you get a new Silverado this week, you can get financing as low as 1.9% and have a payment-free summer. And guess what? Your good credit deserves it. Come drive a Silverado or one of these Trailblazers or see Kevin or Jeff for a custom order. And if you're a first responder, educator, military, recent college grad, or healthcare professional, you get an extra $500 bonus cash. And Kevin and Jeff asked me to thank all of you who are bringing your cars and trucks here year to sell because All-Star is still paying crazy good money and can get you a check today, even if you still owe money on it. And All-Star's certified and pre-owned selection is loaded. Certified Silverados, Ram trucks, Jeeps, Corvette Stingrays, even Tahoes. And if you need service or maintenance, call Sean or Jeff in the All-Star Chevy Service Department. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Bartlett, Mount Moriah, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch, people. So find new roads to All-Star Chevrolet today or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Temperatures are on the rise. Make sure you beat the heat this summer by scheduling your $69 air conditioning tune-up now with Conway Services. An annual AC tune-up can save you money and help prevent costly breakdowns during the hottest months of the year. Visit conwayservices.com for details, terms, and conditions. License number 64210, 64365 EAS, MS 19688.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
The FedEx Cup playoffs start in Memphis at the FedEx St. Jude Championship. Come out to TPC Southwind August 9th through the 13th and watch the PGA Tour's top players battle to make it through Memphis. Enjoy Memphis at its finest with specialty cocktails, local eats, a vibrant atmosphere, and much more. 2 kids 15 and under admitted free with a ticketed adult. Daily grounds and upgraded tickets are available now at FedExChampionship.com.
Memphis's oldest restaurant, Coletta's, was established in 1923 to give Memphians the best Italian food possible. I'd say they got it right. They are the creators of the barbecue pizza. It was Elvis's favorite, and I know for a fact that a large will feed one person all weekend. If you need to feed several, though, Coletta's caters any event. Choose from homemade lasagna, ravioli, Alfredo, primavera, and so many other delicious items you can't help but enjoy. Impress employees or clients and treat them to Coletta's for lunch or dinner. Plan ahead and get your holiday party booked at Coletta's. Elvis's favorite place to go eat with his buddies at the South Parkway location, and Coletta's even has an Elvis room dedicated to him. Call Coletta's on South Parkway at 948-7652 or Appling Road at 383-1122. Coletta's. It was Elvis's favorite, and it should be yours too.
Coletta's, now celebrating 100 years of Memphis' best Italian food.
Simple, smooth, and every sip is easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Now back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
John, you don't need to put that microphone next to your mouth.
You know what? Old habits are hard to die.
That's true. It's for those that don't watch on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Twitter. We have new permanent microphones installed, which I love. It's like old school, baby.
The
We
old
like
school,
that.
no, it's the real deal.
It's the real deal, Holyfield.
It's the
That's right.
dynamic mics, baby.
Sure is.
But like during the vid, as I like to call it, it's COVID, by the way. We had to get these little headset mics. That you like look like you're like I don't know, playing a video game.
That's your best catchphrase, I think.
Which one?
The real deal, Holyfield. And technically, it's Snoop Dogg's catchphrase, but it's your best one. It's your best one.
Oh, thanks.
It really is.
So the only thing that I got going for out of all my little sayings,
well, that one's the best
a
one.
Stolen one, and that's my best.
Well, but it is a good
stolen.
one. It is a good one. I mean, I steal everything too. Ideas are free, John. You know, you don't have to. You're not charging. You know.
That's a good point.
It's the real deal, Holyfield. That's ain't nothing but a G thing.
Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby.
Baby.
Now, by the way, we have bets today. Do you know we have day baseball?
Yeah, but don't spoil it, John. We're gonna do that at 12.
No, but don't we have one at 12:15?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, it starts at 12:05. Should I do that now?
Yes, we have to break
It
down
starts at
this one game.
12:10. It starts at 12:10.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but some people need to get their thumbs out. They don't use the phone as fast as other people.
And people like you will get your phone out. You'll forget what you're doing for a minute. So you need that buffer time in order to place the bets properly.
And the only reason I forget is because usually somebody distracts
Like me, usually.
Yeah, things happen, actually.
Right. So it's on me.
Or
the Giants and Tigers play the early game, John. Ross Stripling, Tyler Skubal. Tyler Skubal just got back. This is his fourth start, I believe. How about this? Tyler Skubal is a left-handed pitcher. Giants had the second worst OPS versus a lefty, 10th worst batting average versus a lefty in Major League Baseball. Giants were just swept by the Nationals. This is a makeup game from April, so they're on the way back to San Francisco. This series with the National ends yesterday. They stop in Detroit, and then they go to San Francisco. It's a really weird game. They were late to announce the starter, Ross Stripling.
Stripling's been giving up bombs
No,
this year.
he was good until Kansas City, but he's been dealing at home. Kansas City was on the road. He hasn't gone longer than 4 innings all year. I'm taking Skubal to shove today. I've got the Tigers' first 5 minus half a run. I think the Giants' first 5 under 1.5 runs. The Giants under 3.5 runs for the game. And a Nerfy. What do you think about that, John?
We got no runs in the first, and I can believe that because when I look at that Detroit lineup, it almost makes me want to vomit in my mouth.
And the Giants, I just said, can't hit lefties too, and they're bad at hitting to begin with, let alone against lefties. And like you said, Detroit kind of hit or miss, though. Detroit the bats are awake sometimes, but I'm willing to bet against it today.
This is a Detroit team that does not hit very many home runs, does not steal very many bases, and just really does not hit very well. This is a scary game. I like the Nerfy because, again, I get the no-run first inning. Is it plus or minus?
Minus 120, I think.
Ooh, not bad, not bad. Lane 120 is realistic. I think I'm just going to ride the Nerfy with you.
Bryant said he saw 115.
Ooh, I like that one.
I got it at 120, though. You don't like the Giants under all these runs and stuff like that? I don't think they score a lot today.
Man, that just...
I mean, you got to think, John, just got swept by the Nationals. This is a weird stop in the middle of your trip back home.
It's a way back, just chilling in Detroit.
A one-off game in Detroit, and they also don't hit lefties well. So all these factors together, I just feel like the Giants are not going to be hitting the ball today. And Skubal is reasonable enough to say he pitches well. He's a good pitcher.
I mean, but if you're not liking the Giants to hit, I don't think Detroit likes to ever hit. I kind of makes me like the under for the whole game.
I like that as well. I like that as well. I looked at
under 8.5. I think is a fair price.
I looked at under 4.5 in the first 5 because I also don't know a lot about these bullpens either. Maybe they have the propensity to give up runs. I don't know a lot about that. Man, that's your domain mostly.
This is a very soft game today.
Yeah, very much so. But it's the first one, so we got to do something.
But
we owe it to the people that are listening.
We do. We owe it to the people, and we do have some great games though. We're going to break down like the O's and the Phillies today. Again, Baltimore, I love you right now. I love Baltimore. They've been doing things. The Reds and the Brewers, I think, is going to be a fantastic series. Mm-hmm. Fighting for the lead, baby.
It's a tough one to bet.
It is a tough one to bet.
Probably going to lay off.
I mean, it's Graham.
Now I'm teasing what I'm going to do.
Graham Ashcraft Day, by the way.
You're right. You're right. It sure is.
But I will say, Colin Ray's not. He's not very good. Neither one of these guys are very good. You know what? I think we might be talking about a total in this one. Maybe. After we make you a lot of money, though, I'm going to make sure, I hope you can remember this. After you win some money today, because on the other side, we're breaking down baseball and we're going to Hardwood. When you got a stack of cash, take it down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch. Go over there to Frontier Western Store. Get some gear for your girl. Get some gear for your kids. Don't forget your parents, man. They brought you into the world. Maybe they can still take you out. Make sure they're looking good. Style and profile at Frontier Western Store. They have a ladies' boutique, a children's department, a men's section, and the largest boot showroom around. Western boots, work boots, dress boots, hiking boots, any type of boot, they got you covered. They got you and your entire family covered from head to toe. Frontier Western Store, and if you can't get down to 5880 Goodman Road down in Olive Branch, you can just go online to frontierwesternstore.com. It's an easy website to navigate. You can shop by sale items. You can shop by brands. And they got Ariat, Wrangler, Miss Me, Girly Girl. You name it, they got it. But you shop online, It's so fast you get your gear because they ship your order out within 24 hours, and any order of $75 or more is shipped absolutely free. Head on down to Frontier Western Store or go online to frontierwesternstore.com. On the other side, it's time to break down some baseball, make some money. At 12:30, we got to go to Hardwood because it feels so good. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. What, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or get it right the first time with eBay Guaranteed Fit. When you see the check, you know that part's going to fit. Air filters, brakes, headlights, over 122 million parts. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled, and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, I want to talk about our seasoning and sauce today. Our sauce is a great blend of sweet, mustard, and vinegar. It's good on so many items other than barbecue. It's good on pizza. People use it in lieu of ketchup. But our seasoning is the original dry rub, created by my father using a mixture of Greek and Cajun spices. People think our sauce and seasoning are good just during the grilling season. Nothing could be further from the truth. It's good year-round. Our seasoning is good on fish, chicken, deviled eggs, corn on the cob, French fries. People even put a dash in a Bloody Mary. To get a complete list of all of our recipes using our products, go to hogsfly.com, click recipes, and you'll see 50 wonderful items and dishes. And Brett, our sauce and seasoning is available at most grocery stores, and if they don't have it, please remind your grocer to stock it. And our slaw is also available at most Kroger stores.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Hey Mid-South, the Mitsubishi Summer Sales Event has never been hotter than right now at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. How about 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander? 7 seats, 27 mpg combined. We Gossett at $449 a month. Or get ready to take your pick from 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander or 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420 total range, 64 combined mpge. Get ready to ride for just $499 a month at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at MemphisMitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
20 cents excess mileage. Outlander PZ012158, MSRP 34,555. Outlander SE PZ041164, MSRP 35,585. PHEV PZ040302, 24-month, 12,000 miles per year, MSRP 48,230. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Listen each and every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. and join Ottawild Presbyterian Church for worship. Ottawild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
That is one of those things. When things get too heavy, just call me helium.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. Going to do a little baseball breakdown. We do have a day baseball game going off at 12:10. It's not the most exciting matchup in the whole wide world because it involves the Detroit Tigers. Tigers are playing the San Francisco Giants. It's a weird one. We got Stripling. We got Scooball. We got a Nerfy. No runs in the first. That thing's going off in 2 minutes. You better get that sucker in now if you want to play it. But we do have a lot of baseball to get to. And me and Jay Morgan are about to break down some action today. Now, Jay.
I wish I had some music or something.
You want some music?
I don't know. I'll find something.
Like, what are you going to play, man?
It wouldn't have like words or anything. It would just be like, like
a bed, a music bed.
Like just ambiance, like bum 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 bum. Like something like underneath.
That sounds like bedding. Jaws, man.
Well, like not like no. That was a bad example of what it would be like. It was more like I don't know how to explain it. But, like, I listen to music while, like, I go through all the games in the morning, I have, like, a little bed of music underneath to help me focus, as it were. It's actually what it's called. It's called, like, upbeat music to help you focus. I can play that.
I like it.
Okay,
Is that the name of it?
Well, yeah, let me pull that up.
Sounds good. Well, we're breaking down baseball games because we have a lot to break down. Right now, baseball is absolutely wild. Again, you have the Yanks who are in last place in the East. The Orioles are in first. The Rays... My goodness, man. They just dropped 2 in a row to the O's on Saturday and Sunday and find them games 2 back of Baltimore.
John, they're hitting .208 in July. It's the second worst batting average in baseball.
Who is?
The Tampa Bay Devil Rays.
Isn't
that crazy?
That is crazy. And their last, what was their last 30? They were 12 and 18.
Yeah.
That is,
and apparently it all stems back to remember when Wander Franco had that like suspension because he was walking around with a big head, he was too arrogant.
Yep.
They were getting in like fights in the locker room or something like that, and apparently they just lost all chemistry, and it shows on the field. So don't tell me chemistry ain't important.
Hey man, I've always said chemistry is important. You think the periodic table isn't important?
Well, that's true. But that's a different kind of chemistry, I think.
Yeah.
But it's all chemistry at the end of the day,
And don't you have to believe a little bit of yourself? One of the reasons the O's are doing so well, it's all about chemistry. Like, this team seriously seems like they really like playing together. I mean, you got the young kid, Gunnar Henderson's out there doing, I think, mad things. Adley Rutschman's being a leader. I mean, this O's team, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm starting to just love them.
Do you want to break that down again? Orioles, Phillies. That one starts at 5:40.
Orioles and Phillies. We can do it, bro. Let's
Hang on,
do it.
let me start this music here. Give me just one
Give
second.
me some music, man. What are you gonna play? You gonna play it ever today? No.
Yeah, just give me a minute. You know, John, it's hard to click these things and all this stuff, and I didn't know I was doing it. Here we go. Let's see.
Yeah, a little beat there.
Just a little beat.
Just a little beat.
This doesn't sound like what I was. Let me go for one.
Yeah, that's I kind of not really. I don't really.
Oh,
like
there you
it.
go. Upbeat study music, deep focus for complex tasks.
It's so good.
Does this help you focus while you make bets? I don't really like it very much, quite honestly. I don't like it at all. I don't want to do that.
By the way, what do you think about
I'm sorry.
Austin Hayes?
All right, let's do this game. Phillies and Orioles 540. Orioles have the 10th best OPS in Major League Baseball versus left-handed pitching. Dean Kramer, he'll give up runs, but he's winning baseball games. Johnny has 10 wins this year, which is unbelievable. Christopher Sanchez has not allowed more than 3 runs all year. He has a 2.81 ERA in July, but it's hard to bet against the Phillies. They are the hot hand in every sense of the word. So I like – also, I'm looking at the ballpark factors for this game. BallparkPal.com does a great job of doing this. There's a plus 22% chance of a home run in this game and a plus 5% chance there's more runs in this game. That probably equates to 1 extra run. So I like the Orioles money line at plus money. I like the Orioles first 5 at plus money, and I like the first 5 over 5.5 runs. All of those are plus money bets. What do you think about that, John?
Wait, man. See, I love this O's team, and I'm just kind of scared that I'm getting almost blinded because I was all over the O's on Saturday and yesterday. Getting them plus 110. I was like, look, I don't understand this game. I don't understand this line. They're playing better baseball. They got 3 runs in the first inning. The first 2 innings, they scored 1 and then scored 2 in the second. Santander's hitting it. Rutschman, Hayes. Like, where the hell did Austin Hayes come from? Like, I like this guy.
Good. He was hurt a lot last year, wasn't he?
Man, yeah, but he's hitting almost 300 this year.
He's been really good.
Like, he's playing out of his mind. And Gunnar Henderson, who started off, remember how bad his April was?
Yeah, he was awful.
Oh my gosh, he was so bad. He was 1 for his first 23. In his first 23 at bats, he had 1 hit.
Might have cost him Rookie of the Year.
And then all of a sudden, my man has gone absolutely buck wild. I think he has the highest WAR on their team. Actually.
Is that right?
I do, actually. I'm pretty sure. I think he's second in home runs, too. He's on my fantasy baseball team. I should know a little bit more.
Well, here's the thing. 61 wins for the Orioles, 10-4 Dean Kramer. So for that reason, I like the Orioles money line. They just seem to win when he's on the mound.
And you don't trust the Phillies.
Now, he does have a higher ERA than Christopher Sanchez. Like I said, Christopher Sanchez has been good in July. Hasn't given up more than 3 runs all year in the first 5 innings. But I feel like if you're giving me plus money, I'm already taking the Orioles money line for the game. I might as well take the first 5 as well. And then maybe to hedge that a little bit, the over 5.5 I like a lot because that kind of hedges against the Orioles winning the first 5 too, because that would mean Dean Kramer probably gave up a lot of runs, and so I would think our first 5 over would hit in that regard too. What do you think about that logic?
I like that logic, and you got to also remember this Phillies team, they aren't playing good baseball right now. Like, they're just not hitting the ball. I mean, let's just be real. What it is, Bryce Harper's struggling bad. Schwarber's not doing much.
Playing first base.
Yeah, he's playing first base. The whole situation with them is just absolutely insane, and they're not playing good baseball. I mean, what was it? They lost 4 in a row before they won in extras against Cleveland.
That was the only game they won in the series was yesterday.
Golly, and they played what? The
Guardians.
They played the Guardians
but
and the Brewers before that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not saying that these are world beaters, but they got
not
to
chumps.
put to them.
Not chumps, John.
I like that O's game. I like that total.
All right,
too.
so we're in agreement.
So we're in agreement. We're gonna pound the O's. We're just gonna keep riding this O's team.
Plus 22% home run percentage. That's the most on the day. Like that a lot, John. Wind blowing out.
Wind blowing out. Citizens Bank Park ain't it's not like a big park either. So if that wind's blowing out, that ball will fly.
How about this one, John? Rockies at Nationals. Nationals still haven't announced a starter.
Patrick Corbin's pitching, I thought.
Is that right?
If he's pitching, we're going against him, man.
I don't think the Nationals have announced a starter yet. Man. Not according to MLB.com, but they could be slow in the draw. You know what I mean? Maybe Patrick Corbin is going. You might have intel on that.
I got Corbin.
But I think it's a bullpen day for the Rockies.
For the Rockies.
And so presumably the Nationals maybe too. It could be Patrick Corbin. point is, I looked at this Rockies pitcher at the very least, and he's about, I think it was like 70%. He gives up a run in the inning he pitches. So I kind of like a Yurfee minus
Hold
115.
on. Did you say 70%?
Yeah, I think 7 of his last 10 is what I saw or something like that. Maybe 6.
Dang.
But still, that's reasonable enough. And then Washington has announced a starter. I'm kind of betting on that. If you think it's Patrick Corbin, I could reasonably bet on that too. And then I'm also betting on, if it's a bullpen day for them, it's presumable that they could have a guy that does kind of the same deal. So I like that.
It's just always so hard, no matter what, to take the Nationals with anything for some reason for me. And they're minus, what's their line? Minus 40?
7 of 10. Yeah, 7 of the last 10. 70%.
So we're going Yurfee. I can't take the game, but I'm going Yurfee.
Yurfee, I agree.
All right.
That's what I have.
We got a Yurfee, baby. Pull it out and put it in. Oh, by the way, did you know that there's a soccer game on Wednesday?
There's a soccer game today. I was surprised to see live soccer on this morning.
The reason I said that is because according to this little text that I got, I swear these phones listen to us. Like, I'm sitting here talking about bets, right?
Sure are.
Notification popped up, says USA win minus 140, 3-star bet of the week. Is this the women?
Yeah, it must be.
Must be. All right, back to baseball. Sorry.
Then that's quite all right, John.
Told you the phones listen to us, though. We're talking about bets, and it popped up a bet about soccer.
Oh,
Knowing
sure.
I'm not going to bet about soccer.
No, sure are. They're listening. How about this? Royals Guardians. You've got Ryan Yarbrough on the mound against Logan Allen for the Guardians. Both guys not great. I'll start with this. Both guys are left-handed pitchers, so you got 2 guys going against lefties today. So we can look at lefty splits for the team. The Guardians, the 5th worst OPS in Major League Baseball against lefties. The Royals, the 9th worst. So neither of these teams are hitting left-handed pitching very well. Ryan Yarbrough has a 3.09 ERA in July. His last 2 outings, he's only allowed 1 run in the first 5 of each of those. He allowed 3 runs in the last one total, and he allowed 1 run total in the game before that, and that was actually against Cleveland. Logan Allen seems to give up runs to good hitting teams, and then he deals versus bad hitting teams. Well, we've already shown that the Royals are a bad hitting team today. So I kind of like the Nerfy in this one. I like the first 5 under, and I like the Guardians' first 5 minus half a run. That's kind of steep.
I kind of do like that.
Minus 130, the Guardians. I mean, you got to think the Guardians are going to win this game. They're playing good baseball right now.
I was going to say the Guardians are actually hitting the baseball.
Really
That's
are.
one thing the Royals can't do. And I love your under when you're bringing that up because do you know in the last 10 games, the Royals have scored 37 runs, okay? 18 of those runs came in 2 of their games.
Wow. So it all or nothing kind of deal.
Yeah, it's been an all or nothing.
Okay, here's why this is scary, though, John. Here's why this could be all or nothing. Plus 13% home run percentage in this game, according to Ballpark Pal, with the wind blowing out. Plus 11% for doubles and triples, and plus 10% for runs. That's the most of the day of all of those statistics. So winds blowing out today. That's what makes it a little bit scary. This could be that game. Cleveland has already hit Yarbrough, like you said, and that's that you just gave me where Kansas City scores all the runs it want most. But I'm willing to bet against that. I think I'm willing to bet against the weather and say that these 2 teams don't hit lefties well, and this game's going under.
Ooh, this is kind of a scary stat for you, by the way. You ready to hear this?
Please.
Last 10 games for the Guardians. They're 6-4 on the over, okay?
Okay.
So that's pretty, nice little split. It could be almost 50-50. But in their last 7, 6-1 in the over. It went under. Coming out of the All-Star break, they went 3 straight games under. And then, in the last 7 games, 6 of them have gone over. Only 1's gone under.
Well, then I kind of like that even more then, because based on the stats we gave, we like the under. And then I also like Cleveland minus a 1.5 for the game. So that kind of seems to hedge that bet a little bit. If they do score a lot of runs and go over, Cleveland's probably winning that game then.
Yep, you're right, because it ain't going to be the Royals,
Because it ain't going to be the Royals. And so that kind of hedges that a little bit too. So I like the first 5 under based on the stats. I'm going to like the Nerfy 2. And then I like the Guardians first 5 minus half a run and Cleveland minus a 1.5 for the game. That's plus money on the minus 1.5.
I like that. I like that a lot. The other one I will tell you, this is a tough game. I hope you have a little something for me because it's the Mariners and the Twins.
Oh, I got a lot.
Castillo, you feel like with Luis on the bump, you got to favor the M's. But you know the Twins have been playing some great baseball lately. They're finally hitting the dead gum ball.
Great stat for you here, John. You ready?
Yes.
These two teams are 1 and 2, strike out the first and second most times in Major League Baseball.
Whoa.
And the last time Maeda and Castillo pitched against each other, they pitched each other very recently in an outing. Castillo had 11 strikeouts in the game. Maeda had like 9. So these guys are going to deal against each other. These guys strike out a lot. The way I'm playing this game...
That was just last week, wasn't it?
Exactly. The way I'm playing this game is 2 bets, both plus money.
Hold on. So they combined for 20 strikeouts
Sure did.
last Wednesday.
Sure did.
Damn.
So here's how I'm playing this game. Kenta Maeda over 6.5 strikeouts plus 120. Luis Castillo over 7.5 strikeouts plus 125. You only have to hit one of those to make any money at all because they're both plus money. They strike out the 2 most. They just played each other, struck the hell out of each other. I only have to hit one of those 2 bets, both plus money. I like that. And then my hedge on that is under 4 runs first 5 innings. That's not really a hedge, I guess, because they give up runs, I suppose.
I really like that.
But Luis Castillo has
if they both get there, we're going to be dancing in the street.
Exactly. Luis Castillo has a 3.75 ERA in July. He's given up 3 runs in the first 5 against Minnesota, 3 runs in the first 5 against Detroit, 1 run at Houston, 6 runs against Tampa Bay. I don't know why I like the under 4 in this game necessarily. I don't know why I took that.
Because you got that. Because you're strikeout heavy.
I guess so.
You're all up on that strikeout.
I guess so. I don't know. I took a shot with it. I guess Kenta Maeda 3.31 ERA in July. By the way, I also did I take a Nerfy? No, I didn't take a Nerfy in this game.
By the way, have you ever heard anybody call Milwaukee Cream City?
Gross.
No, I'm being dead serious.
Actually, yes, I have. They have the cream-colored jerseys for the Bucks, yeah.
Is that why?
Yeah.
I've always wondered. I've never been able to ask somebody that question because every time I do exactly what you think. When they call it Cream City, I say gross. That's disgusting. But it's really because of their jerseys?
No, but it has to be something else. But I know that they have the Bucks have cream-colored jerseys to honor the fact that they're the Cream City. I think they even say Cream City on them. I wrote down that I took a Nerfy in this game, but I didn't. Oh, how about this? Here's another bet I wanted to run by you, John. Minnesota first 5 minus half a run is plus 115. I kind of like the Mariners more than the Twins here, but the Twins are hot. The Twins have won, 7 straight games or something like that? 6 straight games? Or 7 of their last 10? Isn't that right?
I was finding out why they're called Cream City, and now I'm just completely this is ridiculous. They're called Cream City because of a brick manufacturing company that produces a light-colored brick.
All right, the Twins have won 8 of their last 10, John. They're 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 3 in a row. The Twins minus half a run in the first 5 is plus 115. What do you think about that? I kind of like the Mariners more. I don't really trust the Twins. I feel like I've lost too many times betting on the Twins this year.
You were betting on them early.
I don't like betting on Maeda, and I don't like betting against Castillo or for Castillo for that matter. Both of these guys are like 500, kind of very similar, hot names that could pitch really well.
The Twins have been playing great baseball.
I know that
since the break.
Exactly.
They're 8-2.
Kind of the same
straight.
logic we used on the Orioles. We might as well take a plus money minus half a run, right?
Yeah.
In the first 5 innings.
I like that.
Right?
I do.
That's a hot team. I don't love the bet, but I feel like you're just kind of the same logic we use for the Orioles.
I'm with you on that one. Also, believe it or not, almost kind of.
What about a Nerfy? I wrote down that I took a Nerfy, but I don't have it in my list of bets here, so I must not have taken it.
I'm not going to say I can't do that one. You never know. Correa might pop one. Now back to so we got to also
we got to take a break and then do more later. Can we do more later? No, you got to do
one quick one. Real quick though. I want to talk about Cream City. Are you in with the Reds or the Brewers? We mentioned that before the break.
No, I couldn't bet this.
You couldn't touch that one.
It's the only game.
Reds winning 5 straight.
Well, here's what I wrote.
Kind of like the Brewers today.
Here's what I wrote down. Oh, no, I'm John. I think I'm lying actually.
You bet it.
But I don't see it anywhere. We'll figure that out later. Here's what I did. The Reds have won 5 in a row. The Brewers are 7-3 in their last 10, so two really hot teams. Graham Ashcraft has been way better in July, a 2.0 ERA in July after he had a 10.38 ERA in June. Colin Ray, on the other hand,
man, he gives up a lot. Ray gives up a lot of home runs.
A 4.96 ERA in July. 2 runs first 5 his last game, 5 the game before that, 2 the game before that. The Pirates, the worst OPS in baseball in July, so they are not hitting the ball at all. Quinn Priester, his first start, he gave up 7 runs to Cleveland. But how about this? First 3 runs were scoreless, and he only gave up 3 runs in the first 5, so his ERA is terrible. He gave up 7 runs in the game, but if we're betting first 5, he wasn't that bad. First 3 innings went scoreless, and 3 and 5 innings, that was the next game. I'm sorry. I bled over to my next notes there. That had to be very confusing.
You got very excited.
I did.
It's okay, man. You know what? People get excited.
I ruined it.
You're going to be really excited on the other side because we're going to go to Hardwood where it feels so good. I know who Tom Brady's dating, and it's not Kim Kardashian.
I didn't make a bet on this game, John. Yeah. I wrote down Reds first 5 money line plus 105 and first 5 under 5, but I didn't take either of them.
Brewers, didn't they sweep Cincinnati right out the break in Cincinnati?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Or at least they won the series.
I think the Brewers got their little number, but Ray gives up a lot of bombs. I don't think we're going to touch that with a 10-foot pole, but we are going to Hardwood on the other side. Don't you dare touch the dial. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, sports fans, you already know about the great steaks at the Butcher Shop Steakhouse, a Memphis tradition since 1981. But don't forget the Fresh Burger Fridays. If you need a great private party, the Butcher Shop is your place. 6 different private rooms, rehearsals, business dinners, luncheon, weddings. You call the Butcher Shop at 901-757-4244, 107 South Germantown Parkway.
Or visit the website at thebutchershop.com.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Have you heard about the game-changing jewelry store that's now open in Memphis and Poplar Commons? It's Genesis Diamonds. Genesis Diamonds, started by former diamond wholesalers who decided to stop selling jewelry to the stores and start selling direct to the public. No middleman, no nonsense, no pricing games, no pushy salespeople. It's the only store here with a nationwide low price guarantee, and the selection is mind-blowing. Hand-picked diamonds in all shapes and sizes, from a half carat to 20 carats, and case after case of earrings, pendants, bands, bracelets, and the most impressive selection of luxury pre-owned Rolexes in the state of Tennessee. If you're getting engaged or thinking of jewelry for any occasion, your timing is perfect. The nation's leading direct diamond importer has finally arrived in Memphis with values you never thought possible. Come see why Genesis Diamonds has been voted best jeweler and best place to buy an engagement ring for 13 straight years and has never lost a sale due to price, selection, or quality. Genesis Diamonds, now open in Poplar Commons.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Sportage P718, 2870, MSRP 28185. Seltos R752, 4361, MSRP 26015. Forte PG 211771, MSRP 21910. Includes all rebates and incentives plus finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Hey, Jeff Allen, I hear things are heating up over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
It's the hottest pricing we've ever had, Randy. 2023 Kia Forte gets 41 MPG highway at only $259 a month. $27.99 due at signing. And a 2023 Sportage Vacation Ready at $308 a month. $34.99 due at signing. Both 36-month lease.
And how about the new 2024 Seltos LX?
$295 a month with $29.99 due at signing and 24-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty to boot.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Gossett Kia South, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Hi, this is Troy Fiveash, owner of Fiveash Roofing. In these uncertain economic times, there are so many things as a contractor and a business owner that I cannot control. The rising cost of materials, not to mention fuel and transportation costs. In the last 2 years, shingle prices have almost doubled and commercial materials have doubled. And I don't have to tell you what fuel costs these days. But you know what I can control? How much markup I put on a project. I have always prided myself in knowing I never gouge a customer. But in an effort to ensure my crews have work and my customers are being treated fairly, I have lowered my profit margin, hoping to give you a price you can live with and keeping my crews busy. So if you need a roof or gutters, please give us a call. Fiveash Roofing, fair, honest, and ethical. Fiveash Roofing, a proud sponsor of Tiger Athletics and a member of the Tigers home team. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com. 367-0050 or memphisroofer.com.
Fiveash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
4.9 liter V8, 0 to 60, and I'm about to find out.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio, hanging out with Jay Morgan. It is a Monday in the Mid-South. My goodness, we got a little day baseball going on. Sorry about that, Nerfy. Tigers are up 1-0.
We gave you a lot of your Nerfies. Hopefully, you just will you win more than you lose.
Hey, it's all about winning more than you lose, right? And today we also got a great strikeout. A little strikeout action. We're going with Castillo and Maheda both over. Both plus money. Can
we finish the game? We only have a couple more until before we do Hardwood, or do you have a lot of Hardwood stories you got to get to? It's your show, John. I don't mean to do a private production meeting on the air.
I was going to say we could do, a little Hardwood because the last segment, we also give out bets every single day in the last segment. What if you just tune in because you want to hear the bets?
Because I have 2 1-star plays we haven't even got to yet. Those are my best bets of the day, 2 1-stars.
1-stars aren't that many stars, or do
yeah,
you
but
go out less stars?
I work from a 3 question mark to 3-star system, and so a 1-star is basically like
a lot.
4 stars.
It's like 4 stars.
Yeah.
So
right?
like if you have 1 question mark, is that better than 2 question marks?
Correct. And 3 question marks is the worst.
Don't touch.
No, I touched some 3 question marks.
You did?
Oh yeah, I do.
And that's like your lowest rating.
Let's see what a 3 question mark was. Giants first 5 under 1.5 runs was a 3 question mark. I touched that.
And guess what? There's already 1 run in Burley in the second.
Yeah, but the Giants haven't scored it. Tyreek Skubal
that's a good point. That's a great
dealing.
point. That's a good point.
You
know what? You got some great points. You know what else is great?
Royals Guardians first 5 under 5 was a 3 question mark. Played that one.
I love that one.
Mm-hmm. Played that one.
And that was a 3 question mark.
So what I do, John, is I go through each game and write these down with the question marks or whatever. For each game, I write my notes out, and then I write those, and then I go back at the end, and so I write down anything that just crosses my mind. That might look good, that might look good, that might look good. And then I go back a second time through, and I'm a bit more discerning in, I like this one more than this one. So you get 2 run-throughs, two times through it. And then third time through, I talk about them with you here on the radio. So I really get to be discerning in what I'm taking here.
All right, here. This is also going to help a lot of men out there because I think because the question mark and the stars kind of confuse me.
Oh, does it?
If we were to correlate that of a 10 scale, and let's say Margot Robbie is somebody that is in popular
So I need
news.
to be on a 10 scale, 6 scale doesn't work?
Like, we're just going to do a 10 scale to make it easy because everybody does the 10. So if we, like, you know what the Barbie movie is? It's pretty popular. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, that's right, John.
Margot Robbie is in it.
She
On
is.
a scale of 1 to 10, what is she?
She's very attractive, John.
So are you giving her a 7?
I'm uncomfortable.
8?
I'm uncomfortable rating women.
What?
Especially on the radio.
Well, I'm trying to help out the people who don't understand the question mark
She's
and the
extremely
stars.
attractive. You'd be hard-pressed to find a
So
woman
would she
more
get
attractive
stars
than
or
a Margot
question
Robbie.
marks?
She would be a 3-star. I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable rating women on the
got
radio.
you to do it, man. I'm so proud of you. Oh, I'm so proud of you. By the way, I just want to make sure everybody out there is feeling good about themselves. And today, when you get off work and you put in a long, long day's work on a Monday, if you got a case of the Mondays, hit the liquor store. Go get some Tito's. If life hands you lemons, don't freak out. Don't fret. Don't stress. Just make a lemon drop. Make sure it's with Tito's handmade vodka. It's crafted and distilled right here in the United States, down in Austin, Texas. It's 100% gluten-free, 6 times distilled, and then stilled in classic copper pots. Gives it a very unique flavor, slightly sweet, black pepper note. It balances everything out, whether you're crafting a cocktail or drinking it neat. When you think of the best spirit in the world, don't think any farther than Tito's. Let's go to Hardinwood.
This is Access Hardinwood.
All right, Jay Morgan. We've now found out the truth. Tom Brady is dating again.
Wow.
And it's not Kim Kardashian. Did you know there were a lot of rumors swirling?
No, I heard the rumors.
They were, you know why? Because they were at a billionaire's wedding, and guess what? They were only hanging out with each other. Now it's coming out. Do you know why they were hanging out so much with each other?
Why? Because they were in business dealings together.
They were also in business dealings, and everybody else was getting tanked at the party, and Tom Brady doesn't drink a lot. And guess what? Kim Kardashian doesn't drink a lot, so they were staying sober and just mingling at a normal, level, where they weren't screaming at each other because, you get a little drunk, start partying, and you're like, yo, what's up? So they kind of got tired of the what's up, and they were just talking with each other.
I don't think people say what's up anymore.
What's up?
People used to say it all the time, though. Well, those are the days.
Those are some good days, man. Good days. That's when people actually drank Bud Light.
So Tom Brady doesn't drink unless he's winning Super Bowls, it appears.
It does. He got tanked.
Because remember when he was so drunk after the Super Bowl?
He threw the Lombardi.
Sure was.
But you don't see Tom Brady only gets tanked after he wins Super Bowl. So he's only been really tanked 7 times in his life.
Well, that's a good distinction. I guess if you're gonna only do it once, that's a good time to do it, I would suppose.
But the point is, by the way, is now we found out who he's dating. Do you
great.
know who it is?
I don't.
She's a supermodel.
Is that right?
This whole story had me a little bit
That's
irked.
surprising.
So Tom Brady, by the way, was hanging out with Kim Kardashian at a billionaire's wedding. Well, Tom Brady was also hanging out at a billionaire's place over in Sardinia, okay? Hanging out in Sardinia, wherever that is.
All the sardines.
Sardinia. And he's over there hanging out. Also another wedding of art heir Joe, I don't know.
Sardinia is an island in the Mediterranean.
Well, he's at some island chilling in the Mediterranean with a billionaire, and there was 20 supermodels that also attended this billionaire's festivities.
It's a 22 and a half hour flight from Memphis to Sardinia.
Damn!
It's going to be 111 degrees in Sardinia today.
Today?
Today.
That's a hot one, isn't
It's a hot one in Sardinia.
It's a hot
Put on
one.
your sunscreen I wonder if it's a dry heat or if it's very humid. Probably very humid in the Mediterranean, right?
I don't know, man.
Have you ever been to the Mediterranean?
I've never been to the Mediterranean, but I'll tell you one thing. I love me a good old, what is that? The chicken shawarma. You know what I'm talking about? Never had a shawarma?
I don't think so.
Oh, man, it's a dope way to eat chicken. Anyway, he was over at Sardinia hanging out with some billionaires, 20 supermodels.
Yeah, very humid, very humid.
And guess what? All the supermodels, according to this article, says they were all flirting with Tom Brady.
Wow.
But one girl stuck out, and it's Bradley Cooper's former girlfriend, supermodel Arena Shank. Smoking hot girl. Well, guess what? Found out from day one, after he flirted with all 20 supermodels, he picked out the one he liked, and he has not left her side since.
Wow.
He's been hanging with this woman, and now it's official. They're together, and Giselle is furious.
Oh, is she?
Oh, yeah.
Was she mentioned in the reporting?
Yeah, it is. It says she's not happy at all about the news that Tom is dating her former friend. Because remember, she's a supermodel too. These supermodels kind of run in the same circles.
Right.
And there's a supermodel code. You don't go and date another supermodel's boyfriend.
Are you familiar with the supermodel code, John?
Of course, man. Duh. Like, it's hard. Once you get with one supermodel, it's hard to get with another.
That's right.
But Tom Brady is special. He's TB12. He's got him another supermodel. They're together. But the thing that's interesting is, you know when they lost to the Eagles?
Yeah, I remember. Oh, yeah.
Do you know that she was on the field celebrating the Eagles' victory with Bradley Cooper because he's a super Eagles fan? So down the road, when he starts to realize, whoa, you were at the Super Bowl and rooting against me? This will be a reason that he can leave her and go date another supermodel. Don't you think? It's like already a get-out-of-jail-free card. Like, listen, we tried to make things work. I just can't forgive you for rooting against me in the Super Bowl I lost. And Nick Foles was the quarterback. It's the most embarrassing part of my life. What do you think?
Do you like Bradley Cooper?
I like Wedding... What is it called? Wedding Crashers?
I don't think he's in Wedding Crashers.
No, what's the one in Vegas?
The Hangover?
The Hangover.
Oh, no, he is in Wedding Crashers. He's absolutely in Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, he's one of the dudes that
Yeah,
crashes
for sure.
a bunch of weddings.
For sure. He's in Wedding Crashers. He's also in The Hangover.
And he's in The Hangover, so those are two great ones.
Yeah. He's in A Star is Born. Probably not your favorite movie.
I haven't seen A Star is Born. Is that the stupid one where he's singing with Lady Gaga? Hey, do me a favor, Gaga. Why don't you stay in your lane and go be a singer and get out of the acting?
That movie was critically acclaimed, John.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, sure
Did she do good?
She did a great job.
I hate to say this. I'm just not attracted to Lady Gaga.
That's all right. Hey, John, you can't be attracted to everybody, you know? She's in the movie Limitless. He was also, he was in the A-Team, the remake of the A-Team.
Oh, I definitely didn't see that. You can't, listen, you don't remake the A-Team. If Mr. T ain't in it, it ain't the A-Team. It's the B-Team.
I forgot who played Mr. T in the remake.
I pity the fool.
Yeah. Liam Neeson was in the remake. Liam Neeson played
the
Hannibal.
kid with the white hair.
Yeah.
Good, thank you. Hannibal, not Lecter, but Hannibal.
No, different.
But yeah, Tom Brady's dating a supermodel, man. Is that a shocker?
No.
I think
Are you shocked by it?
I mean...
He's extremely attractive.
He's also super rich, man.
And he's also super rich. And he's super famous. I mean, all of these things equate to kind of, I believe it, John, yes.
Yeah,
I believe it. I sure do.
But you know who's not very smart like Tom Brady? You know, Tom Brady doesn't do stupid things. He's always taking care of his body.
Didn't even drink at this party.
Didn't even drink at the party. No, they're like, he sips on like one glass of wine and doesn't finish it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he just like walks
Well,
around
one glass
and
is
holds
good
it.
for you.
You know what? I've heard that's also BS. People say it's good for your heart disease.
That's right.
There's
It's
a
good
lot
for
of
your heart.
antioxidants
That's
and
right.
stuff. But I did tell, like, one doctor one day broke this down for me. He says, no, man. He's like, go get your antioxidants and, like, some fruits or something, homie. Like, eat some grapes.
What if I do both things?
Well, he was just saying that, like, he was just going off about drinking, so I don't think I can trust this doctor.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Because he told you drinking
It's
is bad.
ridiculous, man. Dude, everybody out there's drinking.
Right,
What are you talking
exactly.
about?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, come on.
That's a good point.
I mean, come on. I mean, don't drink in excess.
Right. No, of course. Everything in moderation.
Moderation is the key.
Even antioxidants you need in moderation.
Really?
I don't know.
I don't think so. I think
I have no
I
idea.
think you can pound antioxidants.
You think so?
Man, they put like 5,000 antioxidants or something in like Super Beets.
Have you ever taken those? That must be
I
what
take
I'm.
that every morning.
That's what I was just about to say. Is have you ever taken the vegetable or fruit supplements?
Man, you know I take all that crazy. You don't know that I take all kinds of crazy,
but that's
ridiculous
actual
stuff.
fruits and vegetables in there, though. Or
Yeah,
they just
there's real.
supplement?
No, there's real fruits and vegetables, but also I can't help myself. Like, work hard, play hard, health hard.
You know what supplement I like in a smoothie is the peanut butter. Like it's just like powder. It's so you don't have to put the thick peanut butter like in your like blade for the
I don't
smoothie.
think peanut butter is actually good for you either, man. That's a kind of little
Well,
sweetness.
it's protein.
I mean, yeah,
It's
but like, have you ever
bulking
gotten
up? You know me, I'm trying to
You
get
could just
yoked.
go get a protein powder, homie.
Well, but it's in protein powder's also in there. You see, it was all these different things.
I
It was
got
just an aside. I'm
Well,
sorry.
anyway, we're talking
You
about
don't
health
agree.
because Naheem Hines obviously doesn't care about his deadgum health. And I don't know if you know this, but he plays football, and it's kind of important to keep your body, like, you know,
He was knocked out in the first
tip-top.
play of a Thursday night football game earlier this year.
Yeah, he was. Well, he's going to miss the entire season after, guess what he did? Somehow he was out with a bunch of yahoos and got hit by a jet ski. Like, how you going to get hit by a jet ski? And whoever was with him, like, you just ruined, like, that dude was probably paying for you on on his leg with his jet ski, and then you run my man down. Like, I don't know if you know this, but you don't see Tom Brady doing things like that. And now Hines, who joined the Bills last November, won't be running. And what was the big problem last year? Josh Allen taking too many hits because he's running the ball too much. And also, he was a turnover machine. Now Hines is done for the season. That Bills team.
John, we're very distracted over here. This second baseman for the Tigers, Andy Ibanez, just made an unbelievable play at first base. I know it's weird to get excited about a regular season play in baseball game, but it was unbelievable, John. Going to his left, dove on the ground, rolled over to get it and throw it to first base, got the guy out. Unbelievable play.
By the way,
Tarek Skubal, no runs, through 3 right now, 2 outs, 0-2 on third guy.
Keep going, Skubal.
Great job.
Come on, Scoobs.
Sorry, I interrupted your story about Naheem Hines, or Naheem Hines. I never know how to pronounce his name. I've called it so many different things.
I call him Naheem.
But if you've ever played fantasy football, you're especially in a deep league like 12, 14 teams, something like that, you're very familiar with Naheem Hines.
Yes, you are. By the way, did you know that Deshaun Watson did you see how bad he was yesterday at his little Sunday presser in front of the reporters?
No.
He basically he said yesterday, and I'm just going to summarize it, that the allegations from at least 25 women for the sexual misconduct and the whole civil settlement in court and all that stuff, he said he doesn't feel remorseful because he says it's just a construct of the media and they directed this narrative against him, and he doesn't feel guilty for anything, and he has nothing to be remorseful for.
Even if that's the truth,
Not
don't
a
say
very
it, brother.
good way to start off the little camp you're about to start here. Like,
why say that? Just lie. Like, is it hard to lie? Just if that's true, just pretend it's not and just lie. Maybe that's just me because I don't know. I don't know what I can't get into Deshaun Watson saying that. I
can't believe it. He basically. I mean, it's.
But isn't that so simple? Just lie. Like. Is there no one in his ear also telling him to lie? Who's around him talking to him?
He said he said there's things people really don't get to hear about because the media doesn't care, especially last year. It's just been a media directed. It's a narrative that it's against me, and it's been just all the real stuff's been overshadowed. But at least I've had the opportunity to tell the story to the guys in my locker room, and I got to look at my teammates in the eye, and I was able to touch them. And they know the real me. And I know, why. What are you touching your teammates for, homie?
Well, I mean, you can touch your teammates, but not when you have allegations like you had.
Man.
Better choice of words.
And again, when you get all your massages from Instagram, I don't know if you're looking for a little, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because, I don't know if you know this,
You didn't say anything.
Huh?
No, I don't know what you're saying. You didn't say anything.
You go to a massage therapist. You don't find an Instagram model and be like, hey, let me hop on your little Instagram, say you look beautiful, I'm Deshaun Watson, why don't you come give me a massage? I'll pay you a lot of money.
Right.
And then they come in there and all you got is like a little bitty towel, like a little baby towel. That's all you got, covering your member. Don't give me that, Deshaun. Now do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes. So be remorseful. Don't act like that.
Yeah, for real. Or at least pretend to be.
Yeah, just be like, I'm just so sorry and I'm just ready to get on. I don't know.
You don't have to actually be sorry, but just pretend to be.
Yeah. Well, I hope the Browns are really bad this year. I hope it doesn't work out.
And that, first of all, I also want to say, it would be really nice if he was actually sorry. Like, what he did was
nice
terrible.
It
would be great if he was sorry.
You know what? I've learned from my mistakes.
I would say, professionally, the next best thing would be to lie and pretend you are.
Like, he's just, how can you be so unaware?
I don't know, man.
Oh, it's wild. We got to take a break.
We got to take a break. Speaking of unaware.
I'm unaware here because it's a beautiful Monday, but we got some more bets on the other side. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Start your day with Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10, right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
The FedEx St. Jude Championship returns to TPC Southwind, August 9th through the 13th. Don't miss your chance to witness the top 70 players from the PGA Tour season battle it out in the first event of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Only 50 players will make it through Memphis. Don't miss your chance to watch the drama unfold. Daily grounds and upgraded ticket options are on sale now at FedExChampionship.com.
Summer's here, and Gossett Kia on the Pike has the hottest deals you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Hit the highway with 41 MPG Highway 2023 Kia Forte LXS, $259 a month, $27.99 due at signing. 2023 Sportage LX 308 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing. All 36-month leases plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Ask for Bobby J. He's ready to put you in a new Kia today. Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Forte PE 641,916, MSRP 21,910. Sportage P 718,2870, MSRP 28,185. EV6 P 510, 5073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties. A limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Jim's Place Grill, over 100 years of charcoal grill steaks, over 100 years of celebrations, family time, and lasting memories. The Terrace family with their touch for our community. Recipes that date back to the beginning in downtown to now in Collierville at the railroad tracks at Poplar and Houston Levee. Online at jimsplacegrill.com. Don't forget the E in grill. Every steak grilled perfectly over an open flame. Come to Jim's Place and taste and see the difference. Lunch hours Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Dinner hours Monday through Saturday, 5 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Since 1921, a Memphis landmark, hard work, values, and a dedication to their diners, the Terrace family creates a memorable dining experience. Lunch menu, the staples like the souffle ma, shrimp cocktail, crab cakes, and those salad dressings, all homemade. Dinner, the calamari, soup, seafood, and those steaks, fillets, ribeyes, and strips. Fantastic bar area, all at Jim's Place Grill in Collierville.
Grapevine Liquor and Wine has the largest selection of bourbon in North Mississippi and wines from all over the world. Let Jimmy the Delta Boy help you select the perfect spirit or wine to impress. Whether you're looking for the best price or a certain flavor profile, Grapevine Liquor and Wines has it. If you want good southern treatment and the hottest prices, Grapevine Liquor and Wine, Getwell Road, South Haven.
Hotty toddy, gosh almighty, where do you get your bourbon? Flim flam, bim bam, Grapevine, by damn.
But you gotta be willing to take the hit and not pointing fingers saying you ain't where you wanna be because of him or her or anybody. Cowards do that, and that ain't you. You're better than that.
Now, back to Sports 56 Happy Hour on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Tito's Vodka. Here once again, Johnny Radio.
Welcome back to a little Sports 56 Happy Hour. I'm your buddy Johnny Radio. We got a little baseball going on today. San Francisco right now, no runs. Bottom of the third. Detroit is still playing hard ball.
Yeah, 2 runners on base. We love it.
Yeah, go Tigers, go. Well, we got some baseball bets we need to get to. Jay has a Do you have a Margot Robbie?
No.
A 3-star play?
Nope. John.
You just got 1-star plays?
Nope, John. I've got Rangers and Astros. This is the free game of the day on the MLB app or whatever, the MLB TV and stuff like that. John Gray's been solid enough for the most part. 4 1/3, no runs versus Tampa. He gave up 4 in 1 inning against Cleveland, 3 runs against Boston, 2 against Houston. Brandon Bielak, he has a 1.02 ERA in July. 2 games versus Colorado, though, so kind of I feel like it's a little bit skewed low. I predict he has a bad day today, kind of. So how about this? First 5 over 4.5 runs. Rangers first 5 minus half a run. That's plus money. Here's my 1-star play. John Gray over 5.5 hits. Listen to this. Last start, 8 hits. Against Cleveland, he gave up 5 hits. Against Boston, he gave up 9 hits. Against Houston, he gave up 7 hits. Houston hits the baseball. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I think John Gray gives up 5.5 hits today.
Ooh, I like it. So, are you? That's a.
And I like the over and the Rangers first 5 minus half a run.
Huh. But you like.
I stayed away from the over 9 though, for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, you stayed away from. I mean, the Rangers Astros. That could. It's kind of weird that you're back in the Rangers, but you're also giving up Gray to give up over 5 hits.
Yeah, kind of hedging a little bit both ways. But John Gray wins games, and he has propensity to give up a lot of hits, even in those games that they win. You know what I mean?
How big is the line? I saw Wainwright's pitching for the Cardinals.
They hadn't been posted because they haven't posted a pitcher, so we can't get anything going on.
Oh,
because
man.
I want to take. But Wainwright's only throwing 65 pitches today. So right when they post lines, the first place you have to go is look at Adam Wainwright props and keep in mind that he's only throwing 65 pitches today. So maybe you can get a good price on a certain number of outs or something like that. Presumably Vegas also knows he's only throwing 65 pitches. But if you get there early, maybe you can get good value on something.
In the late game tonight, the last game of the night at 9:10 is Blue Jays and the Dodgers, and I just don't understand why the Blue Jays are a dog.
Exactly, John. Well, not exactly. 1-star play is a nerfy in this game. There's winds blowing in, supposed to be, so there's a minus 10% chance of run and minus 10% chance of hits. So I like a nerfy in the game, under 5.5 runs. And how about the Dodgers' first 5 minus half a run? Yeah, I know you don't like it. You just said the Blue Jays.
I kind of like the Jays, man. I like Barrios, and that Dodgers lineup's good, but I don't know if you know, the Blue Jays can hit as well.
How about this? Mookie Betts has teed off in his career on Jose Barrios. Over 1.5 bases is minus 105. Dalton Varsho has teed off on Grove for the Dodgers. Over 1.5 bases for Varsho is plus 150. So those are two that maybe could hedge each other out.
Oh, a little hedge action. I like it. We're going to do some more bets tomorrow. We're going to go to Hardwood. We also got David Cobb. But, man, our Monday is over. Hope you all had a wonderful one. Get out there, make this world a better place. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.